I'm not sure if it's just that the Made in China laptop has like Made in China protocols that are in to do with the Made in China COVID like masks that they're making us put on to like, I guess, not spread disease. They're saying that all these people that you see on TV, the hundreds of thousands, they're all sneezing and coughing on one another. It's like this big black death. I don't know, like is that 2020 July 7th until, what's the date today, I guess? March the 7th, 2022, so it's been like 3 years. At first they paid everybody something called CERB money, which Justin Trudeau said that he would need an Emergencies Measure Act signed up to stop the trucker protesters of. Like the delayed response between you saying something and actually everybody in the world knowing about it and saying, yeah, I agree with that, I think he's thought it through. I think he is himself. I don't think that the devil does possess him. He's not under the spell of the devil. You know, this like bad army, bad war, bad Chinese vampire gang that in movies the Chinese government shows you they're always sword fighting. He's like flying around the swords and killing vampires. Because ancient times did exist when worlds were contented and we didn't know where we would ever be born or if we would ever die there either. That's the thing, we might not ever die here. So it'd be hard to point out that no matter how much the sun of mom and dad in Canada, it gets old, like the sun never does set totally on the whole world because there's always the hope of more of this golden light. And it's sort of a true light of an actual persistent reality that isn't bugged or somehow microchipped in a way that is unhelpful on the internet. That you can hear feedback on the computer through the different audio channels of the computer that people are purchasing, that someone made you buy this stuff because it should have been there for free, and Freemasonry is all free. They just tell you to take it, and I've seen it in a dream. I've seen God showed me what Freemasonry was in a dream. I asked him, what is this American president practices, God? And he showed me something, and I looked up to heaven, and I saw that, yeah, I guess like you're going to have to decide that you don't want to be a Christian. You don't want to be a Dungeons & Dragons expert on how it is to slay the dragon. Yeah, that's the thing. First you have to learn how to be a dwarf. And you can't just cheat all the time and say you were persistently a virgin and that you never sleep as a child. You're going to stay small. You just don't sleep. And there's a thing in Islam where they say that, okay, if you really are the one who you're 7 of 7, 7 days you're awake, and all the time awake. There's no dream. They take the dream away from the back of your head, and they put on the headscarf instead to cover it up, and then everything approaches you from just like the eyeball, the like one eye. It's like, maybe they have two eyes, maybe it's one. Like a big cyclops in the middle of the head, this like big like eyeball that is sort of, you see it like this, and that's the cyclops, and that's where it is you could go. If you weren't born on Earth, if you won't die on Earth, if you think you're leaving the planet to go off to paradise. Okay, when Jesus says on the cross to the other guy that he's going to tonight be dining in paradise, remember that Roman Catholic priests tell you that for 3 whole days he was burning in hell. And that that wasn't like a pleasant paradise or a perfect paradise or someone saying this is a pleasant paradise. You know, that somehow now you know the cloud and the activity and the gang and the piracy and maybe the beheadings or maybe like some of the pornophilia. I'm not sure if that's what we want to do. That's a new word in the English language. I just invented it. Pornophilia. Put that on Judgment Day. Big test of lying. Did you, Brandon? Did you? Pornophilia. And I guess like in a perfect world I already love women lots and I'm not afraid to give her a hug and a lick and a type of encouragement. And I told her we would go to church and get married, and just like anyone would want to get married, eventually, won't we? I mean, like, we think I'm just going to die without any of this love, and, oh, that's horrible of this planet, that's horrible without heaven and God taking care of me directly, you see? Without praying to God in the right way, okay, I can't explain how it is that I think I have some, I can't explain. I figured all 3 religions of this like modern time that are inconsistent with Buddhism. This one religion that teaches you Zen, Z-Beta Plan is to, you know, when they're driving around this like soldier's dream, to say that there are many more soldiers than there are government officials. And if the soldiers all gathered together and they knew this, they could overthrow their political puppeteers. They could become like royals. They could be treated like royals. Like at Buckingham Palace, where Philip, this last prince consort, he was actually murdered to death in dead for opposing Islam, evil ideology, and that actually, the really good news, Brady, is that in December of 2012, I first saw and dispelled in real life the devil. He is actual, not so actual anymore, and many people who support him are finding out it's not a pain for God to take over and stop the process of profiting from hell. For example, a negative paradise, a minus paradise, an antichrist paradise mentioned at the end of the Bible. When tonight we'll be dining together in paradise, Muslims? I don't think so. Every Muslim I've ever spoken to, I've always told them, I'm not going to join your thing. You have to join me. I never join you. I'm already a CSIS undergraduate. Why would I want to join you? You have to join me. I don't go out of there and leave underground messy, or that there's like somewhere to put your belongings. You said you take the vitamins to stop COVID. You said you took the probiotic to stop COVID. You said you took the omega-3, 6, and 9 to stop COVID. You said you took the garlic pills because it's a vampire disease. You have to take garlic as well. Loads of garlic, Earth. You have to take tons, mountains of garlic for the whole world to get better from COVID. And then for gasoline decarbonizer, this substance, there's liquid you get in the petri dish, in chemistry, in the laboratory, where you put a chemistry equation equals this. You say chemistry, carbon dioxide minus carbon equals oxygen. CO2 minus C equals O2. Okay? Then you can imagine how to produce oxygen out of the 7.8 billion car holes. These like carbureals, where they're all making this like, maybe there is a God who wants you to play into the whole what if the multiplayer leads to a massively multiplayer situation, and then to an infinity and beyond into eternal time. Eternal Dungeons and Dragons graduation, when you know basically what's not going to hurt, what won't hurt if you fear God. God won't hurt you if you fear Him, because He fears the devil for you. So don't be under the spell of the devil, children. Don't be under the spell of the devil. Remember that all the Jews, all Muslims, all Christians talk about this. All of them. And Buddhists don't. Buddhists say it's a sword fight against vampires. They scream death through the Buddhist temple of the skulls. They're looking to see where the skull and bones and flesh will be. Here comes Jesse, another victim of modern hypocrisy, but he does bow, so that's good. He's going to bow. See that, Lord? He was thinking of you, God. And then he told himself, I'll be good. I remember Dungeons & Dragons. Brandon's a kick-ass Dungeons & Dragons player. He always kicked ass slamming and licking those like pirates or whatever, trying to make us into blind people. They don't want to cure on your side. Don't want to cure disease. Don't want to cure poisoning. Like what kind of stealther ever doesn't carry that? But anyway, it's been 8 minutes of the video, so I'm going to pause it and take another video. Thank you, Internet. Goodbye, CSIS. I will take the job. Yes, join me or pay big time when you're dead. Because it costs a lot of money to die. Pay you off. Give you a salary. Bye-bye, Internet.